Good morning and welcome to the first meeting of January at the Jackson County Board of Commissioners, January 4th, 2012, 9:30 a.m. at the Jackson County Courthouse Auditorium. Please all rise with me, and I'd like to ask Chad Helvey if he will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Chad? It starts out with I.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chad. John Vile, why don't you come on up to? Now, Chad, don't be nervous. There's only about 500,000 people watching us right now. So. All right. We always have a pleasurable time when we present these awards because these folks are hardworking and very, very, very diligent in doing their duties and making sure that our citizens are well served. So this is for Employee of the Month for January, and Chad Helvey is with the Roads and Parks Department. Chad Helvey has worked for Jackson County for 11 years and is currently serving as the traffic control lead worker for the Roads and Parks Department, a position he has held since 2009. Chad has always been a productive employee and a positive influence on those he works with, but his true leadership abilities have come to light in his current position of leading the traffic control crew. Some highlights of Chad's recent accomplishments include: he set up a road striping condition inspection matrix that allowed staff to apply paint and beads in quantities that matched needed condition and use of the individual roads. This allowed materials to be applied at the appropriate rates, which permitted a complete retracement of all roads, even though raw material costs have increased significantly. Chad has also developed and led an end-of-day maintenance and preparation program that allowed staff to spend as much as 2 additional hours per day applying stripes. The 2011 striping work was completed in record time of 36 work days, a task that has traditionally taken close to 50 work days. And also, Chad has helped reorganize our 10-year sign replacement program to make it far more efficient by reducing paperwork and increasing field time. Chad is a quick learner who could be counted on to find process improvements and increase the production of our staff. He leads by example and has been an excellent mentor and coach to his co-workers. We are lucky to have Chad Helvey working for the Roads and Parks Department within Jackson County. Congratulations, Chad. Thank you very
much. Well, Chad, that said a lot, and I'm not going to add a lot to it other than just to say it's a privilege to have the opportunity to serve as your director. Any director would be proud to have you in their department, and you're a great example to your coworkers and to us. And as Larry said the other day, you make us look very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chad, coming from the industry, I can say I really appreciate your work, and it's important for people to know where in the heck they're going, you know, so I appreciate that, especially for some of us older folks whose eyes aren't as good. But I do appreciate that, and for your dedication and such. And I'm wondering, is one of the awards, does he get a new vest?
If he wants one,
you can see he's working awfully hard. There's no doubt about it. Congratulations to you, Chad, and here's your plaque right there, sir.
Thank you very much.
And Chad, I understand you also work in a sign shop? Yeah? All right. And do I understand you also used to pitch for South Medford High School?
I did.
Say, hey, all right. And you do some coaching too?
Up until last year.
Good, good. You know, a lot of people don't realize how many of our county employees are out there doing those things on the side, and that's commendable, you know. So anyway, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Very good. Good job. A man of few words. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
That was enough.
enough, they made you say the Pledge of Allegiance, right?
I knew I had to put you on the spot.
Be safe out there.
Okay. Our first item of business is item 10.00, request for and discussion of non-agenda items. There is a 5-minute limit. Members of the audience may address any item not on the agenda. State statute prohibits the Board of Commissioners from discussing a principal subject that is not on the agenda, but the Board of Commissioners does listen to your concerns and may ask staff to follow up on any questions you raise. An extension of 5-minute limit may be approved by a majority of the board. Is there anybody wishing to speak on non-agenda items this morning? Come forward. I think it's the counselor from Eagle Point.
Yes, the
what
fine city of Eagle Point.
What is his name now? What is it? What I can't
Jonathan.
remember. Jonathan
Biden.
Bilden. I remember
Biden.
him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think he dated my daughter. Something I always remind him of. So.
And that is correct, yes.
All
Jonathan Bilden, 338 Fargo Street, Eagle Point. I'm honored to be here on behalf of the City Council of Eagle Point to thank Commissioner Skundrick first for his attendance at our council meetings this last year. We really found that valuable and actually got to hear from him several times, and the communication between our council and the Board of Commissioners, we appreciated. And we, in that light, also really appreciated the Board of Commissioners on a whole for your interaction in Eagle Point last year and during our centennial and different business openings. And the presence and the visibility the commissioners had in Eagle Point was noticed and very eager to go forward. So we look forward to seeing Commissioner Smith this next year attend our raucous meetings the last about 6 hours on average.
Well, just make sure you got plenty of coffee for you.
Plenty. Yeah. We got recliners in the back row for you.
Yeah, okay,
So,
right.
anyway, thank you, Commissioner Skundrick, and all the commissioners, and we look forward to seeing you in 2012 again.
Thank you, Jonathan. Always
John,
good. Always a pleasure seeing you. Thank you.
Councilman Ned, really, it's a pleasure to attend your city council meetings. And again, I thank you for your courtesies extended to me, so I appreciated that. And it's been great. You guys have had a lot of things. 2011 was a big year for Eagle Point.
Eagle Point. Yeah.
So congratulations on the things that you've accomplished. I don't know if folks have been out much to see the plaza, and I need to get out and see that. And new big business started there, so congratulations. And thank you for your attendance.
Yeah, you're a fine example of Eagle Point and the community and what you've done and so forth. And I want to apologize. I don't know. He always tells this story about when he came to pick up my daughter for a date, and at the time I was sheriff. And I guess I set a pretty imposing example about making sure my daughter was home on time. Oh, that's right. Okay. With that said,
Okay.
welcome and thank you for your kind comments. Anybody else wishing to make any comments? Walt.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Walt Fitzgerald. I live in Sam's Valley. I want to talk about politics today. History says that, someone said this, history says that if you can't remember the past, you're doomed to repeat it. Has anybody got $10,000 to bet? You remember Charlie Hustle? Remember Charlie Hustle? Pete Rose?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
For some reason, he never got into the Hall of Fame. Have a good day.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak? Anybody else wishing to speak on non-agenda items? Our next item is consent calendar, item 20.00, item 20.01, minutes of the meetings, Board of Commissioner work session November 8th, 2011, Board of Commissioner regular meeting August 24th, August 31st, August 21st, 2011, Board of Commissioner staff meeting August 25th, September 1st, September 8th, September 29th, October 6th, November 3rd, and December 22nd, 2011. Next item was 20.02, an order appointing a chair and vice chair for calendar year 2011, or 2012, I'm sorry, order number 1-11. And item 20.02, an order authorizing a dedication of the street right-of-way, a public utility easement to the city of Medford. Item number 2-12. Chair will entertain a motion on the consent calendar.
Mr. Chair, would like to make a correction on 200.02. You did read that as order number 1.11. It's hard to get.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize.
1.12.
My old feeble eyes are not as good as they used to be.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the consent calendar as presented.
Is there a
One
second?
quick question.
Yeah.
Are these now, everything's on our, the appropriate stuff's on our website?
Are you requesting to know if the minutes are on the website? Or
Pardon me, yes.
the minutes don't get posted to the website till you actually approve them.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, thank you. I'll second that then.
Move and second. Call the roll, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, with a great sigh of relief. Thank you very much. And with that said, we have a little ceremony we're going to go through here, and Mr. Skundrick now assumes the duty of chairman of the board. And so I want to congratulate Don and John for being so great and cohorts in crime up here, as people would like to think at times. But thank you very much. It's been a wonderful year. It'll be my last year as chairman, and I have one more year of service. But thank you all, and I hereby bestow upon you the official gavel, which is a Jackson County petrified rock. Came from our county. So anyway, congratulations. Okay. Now we change seats. Yeah.
Well, I've got just a couple of things to say that first of all, I've appreciated Commissioner Smith's leadership. In 2011, he had to deal with two baby commissioners, new to the not only specific process, but politics in general. And his years of experience were certainly helpful. And so from a technical standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, was very much appreciated by myself, and I'm sure that Commissioner Rasher will echo those sentiments, although I'll let him make his own statement. I also want to say, though, it's been a delight to work with Dub. That's my name for CW. I call him Dub. Commissioner Smith, because it's great to come to work when you enjoy the people you work alongside. Even though there may be at times where you may disagree over an issue or whatever the case may be, it's a, if I can use the word, and you're not supposed to have any fun, right? But it's a fun place to work. And one of the reasons why is because of the gentleman on my right, Commissioner C.W. Smith. He's just a nice man, great guy to have around, and I've appreciated it. There have been times when I've been down in the dumps about something, and you can't do it. You walk by his office, and he'll invite you in and tell you about his chickens or one of his goofy jokes or something like that. And just, you know, you walk out of there, and I'm just thinking, I just feel a heck of a lot better than I did when I walked in. And he doesn't do it, I don't think he sets out, that's just who he is as a man. So, Dub, I really do appreciate that sincerely. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Commissioner?
Well, I just want to echo what Commissioner Skundrich said. It's been a pleasure to work with CW the last year, and we're going to work with him for the next year too. But to have him as be the chair and the leadership that he's shown is invaluable. He has the experience. We've run into a lot of things this last year that I'd have a tough time handling without his experience because he's been through them before. So anyway, I really appreciate the knowledge that he's given me in this job. Thank you.
Now the downside of all of that is now you got to put up with me, and you'll find out I'm not nearly as glib and or as quick with the rhetoric and such. But I'll try to carry on in some semblance of the example that's set before me. So thank you very much. So with that said, let's move on to item 30.00 public hearings, which is the oral. No, we actually do have the public.
There are no public
hearings. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, thanks. See, there you go, right off my first bat, and it's a muff. Okay, E1. Okay, so there are no public hearings scheduled for today, so we'll move on to item 40.00, discussion for deliberation, starting with 40.01, order appointing Carolyn Ryder, J.B. Demick, and reappointing Mel Morris to the Fair Board, order number 3-12. Danny?
Right, Mr. Chair. The Board of Commissioners, as executive branch, is responsible for the selection and appointment of the Fair Board members. The Jackson County Fair Board is a statutory body. They're charged with management and oversight Jackson County Fairgrounds, including the annual Jackson County Fair. After reviewing applications for the Fair Board and discussing at the Board of Commissioners meeting on two separate meetings, December 15th and December 27th of 2011, the board found Carolyn Ryder and J.B. Demick, as well as Mel Morris, to be appropriate candidates for the Fairgrounds and Expo. And I do recommend your approval based on the fact that you asked me to prepare the order for your consideration.
Thank you, Danny. We asked this to be put on the discussions. We had, normally this isn't done necessarily. This is a very important, all of our boards are important, but this is specifically important as they operate independently. And we had 5 qualified applicants, either reapplying or new applicants. And before I get to that, I do want to say thank you for the ones who are stepping aside. Trenton Douglas is stepping aside. He's got some health issues, but he's going to stay involved on the fair as the Fair Board directs as they move their process through 2012. And Bob Smith is also retiring off the Fair Board, and he actually was the interim kind of fair manager there for a while when at the end of 2010. And Bob did a heck of a job stepping into something like that. And although he was an experienced Fair Board member, but performed a valuable service to the county and to the Fair/Expo during that tough time of transitions and such. So I just want to recognize those two gentlemen in themselves. But again, as I mentioned here, as we address the order here, that we have had applicants and we've had discussions over the applicants, and we just thought it would be good to get this out in the open. So with that is. Gentlemen?
Well, I just want to reiterate that every time we have openings on the committees, I'm so impressed with the applicants that we have. These are tough decisions to make. The applicants, besides the ones that we're appointing, we had John Anhorn, from Premier West. I mean, really strong financial. Background, Gary Bedell, a really strong financial. Jim Teese, we had some really good applicants, and any of those would have filled the positions here. So, but anyway, we had to make decisions, so we went with these two.
All right. Well, I think the fairgrounds and expo this has been a tough time. It's been a tough time economically for everybody, and so, but we've got good, strong leadership there, and those folks are helping to make tough decisions, and very much appreciate the leadership and the reappointment of Mel to the Fair Board group, and I think it's just, and then the new appointment. I think we're looking at new, younger folks to try to get involved, and this is a step in that direction to try to keep the continuity and community involvement. And I know the gentlemen that may not have gotten selected at this point are more than willing to step up again and want to be included when the opportunity does arise, and we thank them for that. But with that said, Mr. Chair, I'd like to move approval of Board Order number 3-12.
I will second that.
Okay, before we take the roll, if I can make a comment on this as well. I do appreciate, I want to underline Commissioner Rasher's comments. It is impressive, the quality of people who apply for these different board appointments. Very impressive, and in this case here, doubly impressive. And hopefully that they will want to stay engaged in one way or another, those that are not selected, and continue the work. So thank you for their applications. And it's always tough never to be selected. Been there once or twice myself. It's always a disappointment, but in this way it's not meant to be personal. But I think Commissioner Smith's comments on some youth and such, I think, is well founded. So with that, roll call, please.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner Rasher.
Yes.
Commissioner Scudder.
Yes. With that, so ordered and approved. Or approved and ordered. How was that, Dub?
Either way.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, very good. Thank you, Commissioner. The next item of business is 40.02, order authorizing Jackson County Personnel Services with Lynn Benhart Consulting Incorporated, order number 4-12. Danny.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, on behalf of Jackson County, Lynn Bernhardt Consulting Incorporated completed an animal emergency evacuation plan, which encompassed Oregon Revised Statute 401977, 401978, and 404350. In this case, Jackson Soil and Water Conservation District has volunteered to coordinate a livestock emergency evacuation and sheltering of those evacuated animals for Jackson County. However, to do so, they've requested the county assist them in preparing an emergency operations plan that's specific to their operations for training their employees. Lynn Bernhardt Consulting Incorporated will complete this plan for the Jackson Soil and Water Conservation District. She'll also create a brochure for Jackson County, which will be published for owners of livestock, which outlines their responsibilities during emergency evacuation of their livestock. In this case, Title III funds are being used to pay for the contract. The contract is a not-to-exceed amount in the amount of $40,000. Term of the contract is January 4th, 2012 through June 30th of 2012. It is an expense of $40,000 budgeted, as I just explained, through Title III, and I do recommend your approval.
Thank you. Gentlemen?
I do want to say Mike Curry gave me a copy of that the other night, and I read it, or the other day, and I read it last night in detail. It's a good plan. I was impressed the role that Jackson County Soil and Water has taken in this. You know, they didn't have to do that, but for them to step up and do that's commendable.
Commissioner?
Yeah, I'm just ready to make an order.
All right. With that, I'll entertain a motion, please.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve order number 4-12.
Second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Rasher.
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner Scudder.
Yes. Order so approved and ordered, or however that'll work on that. Okay, moving next to 40.03, an order authorizing an intergovernmental agreement number 134886 with the state of Oregon, Oregon Health Authority, order number 5-12. Danny.
Yes, Mr. Chair. In this case, it's Oregon Revised Statute 278.315, which allows for the state to provide tort liability coverage for providers that have a contract in place with the state to provide supervision, care, treatment, or training of persons under the jurisdiction of the Psychiatric Security Review Board. These are people that, but for insanity, would have been sentenced to prison. In this case, entering into the agreement provides Jackson County with tort liability coverage so that Jackson County will not have to secure additional insurance to cover the service they offer to individuals under the jurisdiction of the Psychiatric Security Review Board. So, in other words, at times people get released from the Psychiatric Security Review Board to Jackson County if this was their place of residence, and obviously potential liability comes with that. This provides tort coverage for that liability. Jackson County does have a contract in place with the state and provides such services for Psychiatric Security Review Board clients at the Hazel Secured Residential Treatment Facility. There's no expense to Jackson County as a result of this agreement. In fact, benefits Jackson County because it provides the tort liability coverage. Term of the agreement is effective upon full execution and runs till June 30th of 2013. As I said, there's no expense, and I do recommend your approval.
Okay, thank you. Gentlemen?
I just have a question. How do we get additional coverage with no additional expense?
Well, in this case, the state provides the coverage,
Oh, the state provides it.
and the law allows the state to do it just for this particular group of individuals, people that are under the custody of the Psychiatric Security Review Board.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move approval order 5-12 as presented and read.
Thank you.
I will second that.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Rascher?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes. So approved. Okay, order 40.04 is an order authorizing a letter of agreement with Planned Parenthood of Southwest Oregon, order number 6-12. Danny?
Yes, Mr. Chair. In this case, Jackson County's been a member of the Jackson County Latina Health Coalition for the past year. This is a letter of agreement which continues to provide for Jackson County's membership, specifically tied to the mental health program with Jackson County, and outlines the roles and responsibilities of Jackson County, the staff of Planned Parenthood, and Oregon Health Sciences University School of Nursing. This agreement names the appointed Jackson County employee, who is Tatiana Gallardo, who will be the Jackson County representative from the mental health program. Goal of the coalition is to build a community and academic partnership that involves local community in examining the health disparities that exist for Latinas in Jackson County and underlying causes for the disparities, resulting in a plan to reduce or end the disparities. The agreement actually provides funding to Jackson County to participate in the amount of $2,250. Term of the agreement is January 1st, 2012 through June 30th of 2013. It does require ratification to become effective January 1st of 2012. It's a revenue of $2,250, and I do recommend your approval.
Gentlemen?
Mr. Chair, I move approval of board order number 6-12 as presented and read.
I will second that.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Rascher?
Yes.
Thank you. It's SK. Okay, thank you very much. And the last item of business we have on today's calendar is 40.05, an order authorizing a letter of agreement. Oh, that was it? Oh, no, that's right, this second one, pardon me, is a letter authorizing a letter of agreement with the Planned Parenthood of Southwest Oregon, order number 7-12, which is going to be different from 6-12, and Danny's going to explain to us the reason why.
Right, Mr. Chair. This is very similar to the last item, however, so I can understand the confusion. In this case, same exact situation. However, this is for membership within the public health program to the group with Planned Parenthood of Southwest Oregon. This outlines the roles of Jackson County and the staff of Planned Parenthood and Oregon Health and Sciences University, as did the last item. The agreement names an appointed Jackson County employee to serve in that membership role. That will be Belle Shepard, who will be the Jackson County representative from the public health program. The agreement provides funding in the same amount, $2,250. Term of the agreement is January 1st, 2012 through June 30th of 2013. It does require ratification to become effective January 1st. It is a revenue of $2,250, and I do recommend your approval.
Thank you. Gentlemen?
No discussion? Mr. Chair, I move we approve order number 7-12.
Second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's a well-oiled machine up here, as you can tell. We'll clear a little bit of the gravel out of the gears. Thank you, one and all, for attending or watching or whatever the case may be. Mike Curry, thank you for your work on emergency services, taking care of that. That's a great deal. Deputy, thank you for being here. And with that, I will take the official gavel presented by Commissioner. Is this a tradition?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
So how long has this been going on?
5 years.
Oh, I'm impressive. He did?
Yeah.
See, your legacy just keeps rolling.
I've often wondered if that's really wood or not.
It is. It's petrified wood. It really is. You can have it certified. Yeah.
Okay, well, with all that bit of trivia there, let's go ahead and bring this meeting to a close. And with that, I close our Board of Commissioners meeting of January, what are we, the 4th, 2012. And with that, I say adjourned. Thank you. Yes, sir.
You've been watching the weekly Jackson County Board of Commissioners meeting, held every Wednesday morning at 9:30. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact the commissioners at 774-6116. You can also visit www.jacksoncounty.org and click on Video and TV Center to view many of the county's latest public meetings, informational videos, and studio programs.